everyone, welcome to episode 8 of Scum and Villainy, Echo. No thumbs. Welcome to Roll Together RPG. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your Star Lord, Game Master, whatever heightened title I want to give myself this evening. I am actually, now this is the thing, now we've actually introduced the players, it is my delight to bring them back, and I can go around our virtual table, and I will start with Josh. Again, this is the thing. We know your name. Tell us your pronouns. Tell us a little bit about your character and how you felt the last episode went.
I feel like we didn't do this in the last episode.
It's because I skipped it because we didn't know what Evey was going to do.
This is a good thing. Yeah. That is a very good point. And now that you have said that, I remember that conversation happening. Yeah. Long time since we recorded that episode.
Oh.
Anyway, my name's Josh. I use he, him pronouns. I shall be playing Rig, who uses he, him pronouns, who uses the mechanic playbook.
Yes.
Rig is a socially naive young gentleman who thinks everybody is his friend and tries not to think of the negatives when it comes to people. So, although when they give you incredibly sinister grins down a security camera, you do begin to worry a little bit. So I took Echo out of their docking station and put my own little cube thing in there. Apparently that's going to have some ramifications. I don't know what they are.
Yeah. It's not a problem. Also worth pointing out, Rick's haunted by a ghost of something, it's just fine. It's
what are you talking about?
Look, for this 2 episodes, we're in the horror episodes where, again, literally you went into a medicine cabinet, shut it, and there's just something going behind you. It's fine.
There might be some degree of denial coming from Rig, maybe. I don't know.
Everything's fine. I'm not worried. You're not worried. I'll tell you who else is not worried, and that's the second player I've got here. Hello.
Hello.
And that's it. Who are you?
That's it.
Yeah. Just hello.
Hello. I am Evey. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Assailant, who also uses she, her pronouns. Assailant is a mystic, and is currently the baddie, for some reason.
No.
I don't.
The greater good, Assailant. The greater good.
And we're all friends. It's fine. We're all friends. We're all family. We're all going to be fed to the void eventually. Some sooner than others. It's fine.
I'm not fighting it. You shouldn't fight it, audience. Well, we let that bobble away like a pot of stew in the background. Just want to say thank you to our sponsors and our supporters. We shall start by saying a big thank you to our sponsor, Phoenix Dice. If you want something as beautiful as this little math rock that I'm holding in my hand, as Josh is also demonstrating, you can go to phoenixdice.com. You can put Roll Together in as a promo code, all in caps, and you will get 25% off your purchase, including the beautiful Roll Together dice. Maybe you will roll as many 6s as Evey, or maybe you will roll as many 1s as Josh. You don't know. It's a world of extremes out here in the galaxy. But we also want to say absolute huge thank you to our dice heads and our Patreon and our Discord, our D20 club, I was about to say, and our Discord. It's the same, like, blow it a kiss. Thanks to them for one. Well, if you're watching this, you're probably part of the team and part of the. I was about to say the goat herd. I'm not giving you that name, but I can tell you what's happening to our dear space goats as I roll. I roll a 2. The freight that our space goats got on has now been seized by the Jancis Corporation. If you watched a couple of episodes, you know they are a bunch of gun runners. So it turns out this frigate was actually running weapons to a possible civil war, and now a corporation has seized it, and the goats are going to fight for their lives to ensure that they can make the jump back home. I'm not worried about the goats. You shouldn't be worried about the goats either. And on the note of not being worried about people, we probably should get into this episode. I can tell you, if you missed the last episode, please go back. It's an hour. Or we make choices. Evey invented a delicious, sparkly drink that is both refreshing and glittery. Assailant, a member of a family. A family who are concerned about the void of space, known as the Tranquil Apex, was sent on a mission. A bounty hunter, Raskin Brown, had stolen an artifact, a cube-like device, and was hiding it on his ship. Assailant, doing a lot of good research, was able to sneak her way onto the ship, mostly by befuddling the mind of a very nice mechanic called Joe. While she was disguised as a mechanic, she did not even a skulk, just a very confident walk and eyeing the camera. Rig, who had been left behind while his friends went to compete in a race, finally sort of clocked on when she gave a Cheshire Cat-like grin that didn't go to her eyes that maybe this isn't a friend. The device in question, Echo, gave the advice that maybe we should get out of here, and was like, I don't think there's another way out of here that I know of. As Rick's option was to do the Indiana Jones switch, took out the cube that is Echo and put in his own cube, a artifact that he has spent a lot of time studying and hasn't been able to open or communicate with, apart from it giving him a sense of calm, a sort of ease of mind when he uses it. Unfortunately, the Josh rolled a critical fail, which did result in, let's say, basically turning off the power to the ship, and the response being the opening of a hatch and to look up into the horror. Again, I'm being very mean to this very nice mechanic who's got no other alternative motives, staying down, and who basically stated, don't worry, we're all friends here. So, Rig, you hear this being said to you, and you get a feeling of like, okay, cool, yeah, no, we're friends here. This slightly disturbing mechanic, yeah, we're friends. You have that for a moment, and then you feel in your head, like in the same portion you get when you're holding your cube, sort of like the feeling you get that we all get, like when we're sleeping and we suddenly feel like we're dropping, of like it's a jolt. Assailant, you kind of watch as this young man who seems to teleported from the coffee machine to here, holding again. Ping, ping, ping goes your radar. You see his eyes starting to sort of do the shimmer that you used to, and then it sort of like jolts a bit. It's not gone, but it's enough that he has like a moment of clarity. I can say, Rick, where you're just like, oh, okay, I've still got my like, oh, we're all friends here, but this isn't like, I don't know this person. So yeah, you're looking up at her. It's not a standoff. Everyone's friendly here, but that is currently the playing board as it stands currently. What would people like to do?
Hi.
Hello, what's your name?
Rick, what's yours?
You may call me Assailant. May I come in, Rig?
Are you an assailant, or is that actually your name?
That's just what they call me. I can go by another name if it would make you more comfortable.
Do you have another name?
I do.
What is it?
Let's say Meg.
Meg. Okay. Hi, Meg.
I think, Assailant, you kind of like gesture to the name badge that has like, it says Meg in quite a nice hand, and there's like a little flower that Meg's obviously stitched on. But yeah, your gesture. Yeah, Rick, it's Meg. Cool. I said, so Assailant, you're about I think I said about 10 feet. There's like a short ladder that would take you down. And it's sort of like, as you're looking in, the power obviously went off and the emergency lights have gone on. You both know it's not going to be the oxygen's going to go. It's just sort of I'd definitely say this for Rig. It's like a system reboot that you're just sort of going, there's enough air to last you, and gravity's still working. That
it's all non-vital systems.
Non-vital systems, and you're hearing a bit like when you turn on a boiler and you hear the click, 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 and then the pipes sort of run. It's the non-vital emergency is going in. You've got a bit of time. Yes. So, Assailant, you're looking down. This young man holding the cube. Behind him is a sort of mechanically jerry-rigged cradle that is holding another cube, and that your radar isn't tuned to that one, but you're similar. It's the same sort of thing you had when you were looking back in the pod, where you're okay, that's similar, different energy, but similar. Yes. So you're both hearing the sort of click, click, click of things turning over.
You just have to wait for the pilot light to come on, and then you don't have to set it yourself. The ship's not that old, but I'm a bit confused as to why you're inside of the ship. The jobs that we needed to be done outside of the ship.
Well, I'm a very special kind of mechanic. I'm a doctor for AIs. I do general health checks on those without a physical body, and I've been called in to talk to Echo today.
I mean, Rig, it's... I'll let you roll something if you...
Well, there's a conversation that Rig had with Echo at one point.
Yeah.
Where Echo said that nobody knew that Echo was here.
Yeah.
Other than Ruskin. So
yeah.
That's going through Rig's mind at the minute. It's oh no, I am definitely in danger.
I mean, I don't know why you
seem so friendly.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying that. Look at her open, smiling face. That is, look how soft her eyes are currently. This is clearly a doctor. Meanwhile, the drop is still there, and you're back. The feeling of. And I'm also going to sort of give you this, where you're okay, cool, this is happening while I'm holding Echo. Echo is giving me emotional feedback of you have to assume that your cube was doing the same thing, that it wasn't just, it was generating an emotion, which was hey, everything's fine.
Right. I feel kind of bad for leaving my cube behind now, I say in my brain. Yeah. Right. I mean, if you'd like to talk to, and then a spark clicks in my head. Yeah, sure. If you'd like to speak to the AI, it's right over there. I've not actually had a chance to talk to it, so I didn't know its name was Echo. I knew the ship was called Echo, but I didn't know the AI was called Echo. It's not very responsive to what I'm saying.
I'm gonna have to ask for both of you to roll something here.
I don't know what I'd roll. What would I roll?
What is a lie detector roll?
I'm going to roll Sway.
I think you can roll Sway, yeah.
What would I want to be? What would...
It could be Study again, where you're taking it in. Yeah.
I will study his expressions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sway you. I rolled a 6.
I'm saying this is risky, so...
I also rolled a 6. I haven't rolled below a 5.
I have.
Okay, both of you take a gambit, which is fine. This is, folks, for those of you watching this television show, this is a beautiful scene because you're getting to see game kind of recognize game, where both of them put on a very good show and don't convince the other one. And that's sort of I think for someone who has quite an open book outlook and someone who's very closed off, that you both kind of sort of hit an equilibrium. Assailant, this isn't a fool. You know, you thought there's something cool. You also are like, that's not. But also, for a moment, like, there's a twinge of doubt where you're like, okay, this guy's holding a cube, but there is another cube, which feels that. Liam, what have you overlooked here? Rig, that's probably not an AI doctor. As you just, she's claiming she's a mechanic, but actually, I'm going to give the 6. You look at this woman, like, as she's sort of like leaning down, looking. You're looking at her hands. This woman doesn't have burns on her hands. This woman isn't cut. This woman isn't, this woman doesn't look like
smooth. Not seen enough hard labour.
I will also, I think, for Rig, the pilot light clicks on next to you. This reboot is kicking in. The ship's starting to power up again.
So if you'd like to come and check the AI, you're more than welcome to. It's right there. Over there. It's over there. Over there. Right over there.
Okay, my friend. And you seem to have one as well.
Oh, this is my personal one. I found this one a very long time ago on the planet that I used to scavenge on.
Oh, well, I would love to know more about that. I'm going to come in now. I want you to stay there.
Okay. Take a sidestep.
You say take a sidestep. Assailant, you're going down the ladder?
Yeah, I try and go down calmly but quickly.
I said, it's 10 feet, so I don't know if you drop, but again, you're not... You don't take every rung, and you sort of slide down. Yes, sort of, Rig, you're now sort of pretty much face-to-face with this doctor. Again, you see, like, the starry freckles, the sort of the blonde, the pink, just does have a very nice jumpsuit on. That, as you picked up, that one has got the stains of oil and hard labour. Yeah.
As I drop down, I'm going to use another of my gambits to do something a little bit more forceful with my side dancing.
Please do.
Out of my mechanics bag, I'm going to take a pair of handcuffs. And I'm going to say to Rig, with the ripples of the wave, handcuff yourself to that pipe. That's a good lad.
I think you're gonna yes. I think both of you again are gonna have to roll. Assailant, it could be consort, it could be sway, it could be, Rig. I'd
like to roll Rig.
Yeah. I'm actually going to give you an extra D6 because the dropping feeling in your head is just like it would be like almost like the Omni tool is like shaking a bit so that you're like Bit mean that Echo thinks that you're going to be so silly as to just handcuff yourself to a pipe necessarily, but yes, let's see what happens.
Old Sway. Can you guess what I got?
Was it another 6?
Oh, the fucking another 6. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Enjoy your gambit, Rig.
I'm going to spend distress to make it a 6. So I rolled 2 5s and a 1. Do I crit on any double, or is it just double 6?
Double 6.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the thing that it is that sort of like Assailant, you've let your mask slip a bit and like the grit come into your voice and like do it. Rig, before you kind of know what's happening, you've cuffed one hand and then be like, shit, okay, and then suddenly you break out. You've now got a handcuff like hanging from your hand. Assailant, that's happened now. Okay.
Not failed before.
Nope.
I would like to forcefully take the other side.
Yeah.
And quickly cuff it to the thing if I can. I don't know
Yes.
what that would be. Scramble?
Scramble. Yeah.
Cool.
My rig roll was because what I was going to do was I was actually going to handcuff myself to a pipe, but it was going to be a pipe that I know is already loose. So I'm very familiar with a lot of the functions of the ship.
Apology, I kind of preempted you there. Would you, if you want to do that, then I would let that be. But
Yeah,
we retcon it. Yeah, you've never failed, Assailant. You still haven't failed. You know, you just watch as this guy handcuffs himself to a pipe.
I like to position myself so I can see him, his cube, and the other cube.
Yep. You're now looking at, as said, there is a sort of bronze-looking, like the one that this man is holding looks more sort of steel-like. There's like light blue, like almost paint in between the squares. This one that's currently tessellating, moving, is a bronze one. There's like and you've never, Rick, you haven't seen this. There's like an amber glow coming from this. And I'm also going to say, Assailant, you also have kind of like been like, okay, I'm picking up on like the boiler noise, and you see like the light having come on, and you're like, oh, this, whatever's happened, I don't know why the power turned off, but the power's coming back on. Maybe it's, yeah.
I'd like to kind of, the word is attune to the glowing one, and just kind of say to it, and while connecting, am I speaking to the entity within this artifact?
Please roll a tune.
No 6 this time, but it was a 5.
You just sort of speak to it, and both of you kind of just have as like this crackling coming through the speakers. That's some voice. It's just hold on. And it starts speaking in a language that you hear. Hold on, and then it starts spewing off a language that I don't think either of you have really like. I think Assailant, you'd kind of be like, oh, this is old language. This is like, you know, you might not speak it, but like you've spent enough time with these things, you'd be like, cool. I'd say it would be like if you heard, like, if you didn't speak French and you're like, I think I could tell that's French. I know that much, but I couldn't say what they're saying. I can get a vibe. Rig, you also sort of like, oh, this thing is talking.
Do I recognise the voice? Does it sound like the voice that is spoken to me in the ghostly forms, just in case? I know what the ghostly who the ghostly form's meant to be. But...
Yes. You know, it's sort of like, it sounds deep, and like, as I said, it was like it was trying to draw a breath. You don't think so, but it also sounds like it's something that was in pain, possibly. Not like I'm currently in pain, but like, oh, okay, this is suddenly changed. You don't think it's your ghost. You hope it's not your ghost.
Okay. I think at this point, with this assailant being close to the machine, I will slip out a scarab and lob it towards them. And as it flies towards them, it explodes into a smoke bomb. And then I pull my arm free and climb up the ladder.
Action! God damn it!
That's you've. I'm gonna say. Yes. You managed to throw a smoke bomb. Assailant, you just have that moment of like, oh, fuck, come on. Why do they always want to run? I think just to sort of keep it going, Assailant, you're still obviously here with the entity. That guy's running off with whatever he has, but
they didn't say which one I needed. They didn't say it needed to be Echo specifically, did they?
No.
You don't need to know I let a second one slip away.
No.
Okay. Does it look hot? Does it look like it's something I can grab?
Yes and yes. It looks like it's sort of like it's glowing with a light, and as you've seen like dormant versions of these where whatever has been inside it has been extracted. It is either an ark or a prison or but whether this thing is, it's as I'm miming, it's tessellating at great speed, and the voice is trying, to. You could definitely grab it, but because of like kinetic energy, it looks like it's heating up. Hopefully not going to explode, but yes, you could try and grab it, or again, you could try communicating with it again.
I'm going to try and have a communication, try and calm it down a little bit.
Cool. Please, we'll see how this goes, and then we'll cut to Rig legging it through a ship. The lights are coming on and on. Yeah. Yes, please. Assailant, what would you like to roll?
Wish I could combine sway and attune in a way, because I'm trying to sway an entity kind of by connecting with the way.
I would say there's two things here. There's sway, which would be I'm communicating with you using that, and attune, which is like spiritually I'm trying to reach into you and communicate. So yes, I appreciate what we think. Do you want to try magic, or do you want to try charisma?
It's hard because I'm better at one than the other.
Yes.
So I don't just want to be like, I roll what I'm good at for every single thing.
Hey, I mean, it's what you're good at, and it's kind of what you're here to.
I'm only here for this episode, so I'm as well, I guess.
Hey, you may come back in season 2, depending on how badly this goes. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, if you'd like to roll a tune.
Level 6.
Great. Okay, that's once again is another gambit.
I
Evey,
wish I could show you the rolls as they're happening. I don't know if I've ever rolled this many 6s.
I'm getting this out of your system for like other games that we are doing. We're just like,
seriously need to consider playing like Warhammer 40k or any other D6 based game that requires you to roll high on the dice.
My question is, am I out Rebecca-ing Rebecca?
You're getting close, yeah. I mean, Rebecca has had some duff rolls, so it's because you've been touching the Rebecca dice, your avatar.
My mitts have been all over them.
Yeah, and it's a transference. Let's not mention this to Rebecca. Rebecca will have feelings, but shh, audience. Assailant, you like. I'm going to say, like, spiritually, it's that sort of, it's like when someone, like, does the soul punch, and we see, like, your spirit kind of, as you have that moment of, like, you're kind of used to it. You're like, I'm going to talk to you using the way, You basically, like, cast your force ghost out of your own body, and you have, like, the moment of watching. Because, it was 6s and you're used to it, you had kind of, like, prepped yourself. So you just watch as your body kind of, like, just sort of lies down and just, like, again, blank-eyed as you sort of, like, stand. And you look up and you're seeing this cube tessellating. You're seeing again, it looks like an old man, like, very long, straggly hair, like, beard. He's glowing orange, sort of just above table, the same sort of thing like when Echo is blue, this band's sort of the amber, sort of like he's very sort of, he's shirtless, but he's got like the muscular build of someone who makes things sort of strong, but like in Earth terms he's probably like in his like early 70s, like wearing a. Again, it's kind of hard because everything's the same colour, but it looks like a leather apron. He, on the other hand, is covered in, like, burns and, like, and he's just sort of, like, talking away, and then looks up and catches you, and then sort of, like, kind of slightly pulls back and seems to be sort of reaching for something behind him.
Hello, I come in peace.
You, don't wish to hurt me.
No. No, the opposite.
You are friends with Rig.
Yes. New friend, but
Yes.
friends nonetheless.
Josh, what's your real name?
Rick.
Rick. You... Again, I'm sorry, because you spent so much time with this thing, you know.
Nobody knows my real name.
Yeah, you're a friend of Rick's, then. You said that you were a doctor, and sort of like is kind of, again, like as you're realizing, like as you're standing, like, oh, this guy looks like he's about 8 feet tall, you know, sort of like long. I said humanoid looking, but you're being like, I've seen wall paintings. We've gone into temples and tombs. There's this sort of humanoid alien looking man, sort of like coming. You want to help me?
I do. And you seem to be one as such that is suffering.
I have been through much over the years. Rig is a good man, is haunted by nightmares. I help fix things. I fix broken things to make them strong and worthwhile. You would try fix me?
Sometimes the fixer needs a little bit of help to do his job efficiently, wouldn't you say? And perhaps there's others you can help along the way.
You would take me away from my friend.
For a time, it must be terribly lonely, being one such as yourself, with no others to converse with, but I could take you to others like you, unite you, and thereby help fix what has been broken.
You are very convincing, small one.
I try to please.
Yes. Yes.
I live to serve.
Interesting. As you did the little sort of like bow, like, you know, and just the most sort of beatific, like, as this tall, muscular man eyes you, Rig, who is legging it through a ship as the lights are coming on. Where are you going?
Josh feels guilty as shit. Rick
no.
doesn't know that there's an entity. Didn't know there was an entity in there.
Again, above table, he hasn't been able to communicate with you like this. Yeah. And also, your friend, Echo, knows something, but, you know, above table, decided not to say.
Yeah. So as soon as I left the hatch, I would have shut the hatch and locked it and then pegged it.
I think that's just Assailant. You know, you're talking to the ship. That's yeah.
I assume I have a blowtorch in my bag.
Oh yeah, you know.
I'm a mechanic.
Yeah, you are. A mechanic with handcuffs. You know, folks, it's not even like, oh, it's like ties. It's just a pair of handcuffs. Look, sometimes someone doesn't pay you for your mechanic work and you just need to chain them to a pipe. Anyway, Rig, you are running. What? You're picking up that the ship is, as I said, turning back on. The energy lights. You hear the like the microwave turning back on. You know, it's like there's been a power cut. The coffee machine hisses at you like an angry cat. Yeah.
Are you able to? I'm running down the hall, making my way to the hangar bay. Are you able to talk like that? I'm gonna say to the cube, "Can you talk?"
You sort of you get the feeling of you get like the emotion of the frustration that you have when you're trying to mentally sort out a blueprint, and you're like, there's just a step missing here, and like, you're quite a chill dude, but even you get frustrated where you're just like, it's there. It's just like, I just know if I do one more thing, then I'll be there. So it's like, you're kind of like mentally being like, it's frustration of like, no, it can communicate with you emotionally, but it can't speak to you at the moment.
Realization hits me at that point that I've been feeling these emotions from the cube and not really put it down to anything from my cube.
Yeah.
And not really put it down to anything. Now that this is happening with Echo, I'm like, oh no, what? Oh no, what happens if the other one could speak as well, and I've just left it to be taken away by? Oh, I feel really bad. But I need to get Echo. But I didn't know who they were. But I need to get Echo out of here.
You get a mental sort of like thing of just like, it's not like a slap, but just a little bit of like, you mentally like having your head held, like, you also get like the smell of like burnt metal, just like, okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, get it, hangar bay. Peg it to the hangar bay, get into the shuttle that we originally came here in.
Interesting. As you run, you see that there's a man, sort of dark-skinned man, shaved head. He's got like a notepad, and actually no, he's got like a data pad, and is like scrolling up and down, moving things around. And he turns around and he's like, "Hey, you're one of the crew members.
Keep running, because I think he's with Meg."
Odd. Very odd. So sorry. No, you don't have to. You don't have to run. Everything's paid up. You don't have to. You slide into the shuttle that you escaped the prison from. Cool. You, Rig. What's the one thing that you don't really know how to do?
Fly a ship. I'm hoping that I can jerry-rig Echo into the ship and have Echo fly the ship.
Interesting challenge. Okay, you you slide into the thing. You hit like the lock. It's like you hear the boop boop as the shuttle locks down. I'm going to say, you have what's currently in the shuttle and you have your device on your wrist. When it comes to like parts, it's going to be difficult, but you can try.
Try and take a connector out from my tool, connect that in, like, try and see if there's like a bit like when you go to jumpstart a car, one of those sort of like tong things. Put one of those on the corner of the cube, and then pull out another end and put that on the console of the ship, and I'm going to try and rig or hack, one of the two, to try and get it so that Echo can enter into the ship.
Sure. I'm going to. What are you gonna roll?
I think I rolled rig before, so I'll go for hack. They're both
how
the same.
How many do you have in hack?
Two in hack, 2 in rig. I will use my gambit though.
That's fair, because I was going to impose a disadvantage on you because you don't really have the main tools. It's a 2 now. It's a flat.
It's just 2 dice, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll use my gambit to make that a 2. That is a 5 that I will push to a 6.
You take the extra stress.
Because I am stressed to shit.
It's you. I'm not going to give you the harm, but you do electrocute yourself a few times. But you're able to plug in the cube into basically it's like things when tape decks used to have a thing where you're like, oh, now it's got like a wire coming out that you could put into like your iPod. So you have jerry rigged it, you've put it in, you've got suddenly you just hear the. Okay, I am now a shuttle. Thanks for that, Rig.
I don't know how to fly this very well. I was hoping I could get your assistance with it so we can get out of here.
Where exactly do you want us to go?
We need to go find the others.
Okay, let's give that a go, I suppose. I will try and communicate with pauses. You do realise the ship has to give us permission to leave?
Can I hack the ship? Can I hack the doors to open?
Let's find out. Woomph. You can take me to others like me, then.
I can. We've been working to unite you for quite some time.
Who's... Again, folks, I'm leaning in because this guy is coming closer. Like, this hologram is just getting bigger. You're standing your ground, little force ghost, 5'7", yay. Who is we? Who is your commander?
Well known is my cult, Tom.
I think you seem to do a lot of...
Sorry.
Apologies. Yes, sorry. Again, that was a bit of a glitch there. Your community, your family. We're very much back into sort of Blaze in the Dark territory, where it's like there are people who know about you, and your group is definitely... It's like how people think the Templars are, you know, where it's like people could always argue back across the centuries, back to Terra, there was plans. Interesting. Like, are you asking that because you're thinking about telling this entity who you are?
Yeah, I'm trying to gauge if by giving an actual name it would raise red flags, or if it would be like fringe enough that it'd be like, oh, mystical organization, that tracks.
Evie?
Yeah.
Do you think it might be time to actually talk about what you're planning?
Yes, sure. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Let's have a word. With all the respect and love in the world, what's your deal?
So, our glorious leader, who we are named after, the Tranquil Apex, is a sentient black hole, whom we worship, who will eventually devour all light and life in the universe. The way that the Tranquil Apex has gained their sentiency is through consuming and uniting entities from these artifacts. So it would continue to live in a way, but it would go on to be greater than itself.
The greater good.
Oh, and we are all adorned with reflective materials because the void loves light and photons best of all for its feast.
Absolutely. It's a really interesting question that you're asking, because it's very difficult when you're in a community like this to work out why anyone wouldn't want to be in a community like this. I think either you're going to have to decide this or you're going to have to make a roll, because I think it's a mixture between, again, like, I don't speak for you, but like common sense. Like, for us at the table, we probably wouldn't mention that we were going to be feeding them into a black hole. Assailant, who is in deep, would be like, it's such an honor, you know.
So my counter argument is in deep, but has had this conversation with other artifacts, as in the previous mission.
Yes.
So is kind of aware of what works, what doesn't.
Yes. Your last mission went particularly well, as I said. How do you think you dealt with the entity in the cube?
I think it was probably a younger and more naive one, for one thing. So it's probably a bit of an easier mark. Not that they're a mark. We're uniting them in our family.
Yes,
it's all good. But I probably erred on the side of caution. No, I probably had erred on the side of caution before, But this one was so willing that I did say the name. And that went well because this younger one hadn't heard of us, maybe.
Yes. So I said the cube that you were examining, I said was damaged and, whatever was in this, again, like I said, this could be an ark, this could be a prison. You've seen both. That you think that it's spirit, the energy of whatever this thing was, sealed. You've also had, in previous things, you were watched as someone did what you're currently doing and literally just got shredded by whatever this thing was. It was angry, it was fear. This, as you said, you don't speak the language, but you've been able to, you're now communicating on like energy level. I'm gonna say make a roll for kind of like reading the situation and working out.
Vibe check.
Vibe check, yeah.
Vibe check. Probably wouldn't be study because study is facts rather than the vibes.
Study could be arguably that you've researched previous versions.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we say study?
Let's say study. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. Watch as I get my first one.
Oh yeah.
It was a 4, so it's still the lowest I've rolled.
Cool. You are on the back foot at the moment. You did research into Echo and the temple that the adventurer Ruskin Brown brackets. Where the hell is Ruskin Brown at the moment? What's going on? Close brackets. Did you sort of like going, okay, so we did some research, we got an idea that this was a wisdom-based entity. This thing seems to be a creator-based entity. Whatever this civilization was before, as you put it together, there seems to have been various different like tiers and jobs. You assume what Echo was someone who was like a librarian. This thing seems to be a blacksmith, that sort of level of stuff. It also, from what, again, you're putting context with, I mean, that guy's run off somewhere with the, anyway, seems to have been like trying to fix him and calm him down. It's again, it's like for 4, you're like, I'm even going to say, and I've kind of, sorry if I've put this on you, you've got a bit cocky over the last few ones where you're like, there's nothing, like, I've said this enough on stream, hubris only affects those who are better than the gods. You've been able to talk your way out of any situation, and if not, you can, I mean, it's presumptive to try and, not seduce, but like to trick an entity, but you can get away with that. Yeah. So I realise that's about 5 minutes of me being like, up to you, really. I mean, do you want? It might be worth just being. Yeah. You want this thing seems quite sort of forward, and being like, "This is what I'm doing," and then still struggling to speak your galactic language, but up to you. What do you feel?
So I'm gonna stand away and say, "We've had many names. First, it's yours."
My name is you feel, and this doesn't happen to you very often, like the power that you put out into people seems to be now being reflected back. This thing is now trying to look into your mind. Are you going to let it?
Yes, bringing to the forefront of my mind the whole, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help, I'm offering you something good, I'm genuinely interested in helping you as a person walk to the forefront.
Yes, you sort of like, with that, and sort of like, if we're thinking of like the ripple that we've seen, like, again, we're watching these 2 ghosts, like a coppery energy coming out of this being, and you excluding, like, what colour do you think your ghost is currently?
I think it's kind of like between a pinky purple, maybe with a couple of little sparkly bits in there.
I think that's fair. This is also, your ghost isn't in the jumpsuit. You're in like what you would consider to be your clothes. This is like your version. That could be your own thing. It could be the robes you wear for ceremonies. It's sort of like, you kind of, if it's the robes, you kind of look a bit like a priestess, and that's sort of like, anyway. So like these two energies come and meet, and you feel this thing respectfully, like, okay, I'm not looking at, and then reaches deep into like an obscure bit of knowledge that you had of like terror, and then just says, "They would call me Daedalus. I create and build. I am a designer. I am a thinker. You can call me that."
Daedalus.
Hello.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for your honesty and for sharing with me and allowing me to share with you. I would offer you the opportunity not only to heal, but to build something new.
Did you think about the void? Or are you always thinking about what might be coming?
Purpose of my existence is to serve the void, eventually be fed into the void, but the void has its own agenda that it is working towards, and I'm helping it to build to that. What its designs are, it's not for me to know. It's not for me to question, but it's something magnanimous. It's something majestic, I'm sure, that will change the lives of everybody in the universe.
Just roll a flat d6.
What? Two.
Yeah, go on.
I have 2 gambits.
Would you like to re-roll?
I'd like to use one of my gambits.
Go ahead.
Do I have to use the new roll?
Is there a 1?
It's a 1.
It's one of those things that, folks, if you're having to deal with psychics, you need to train yourself. Because someone will say, don't think of a red elephant, and next thing you know, red elephant. Trick is, you just need to give yourself static, just to block those thoughts out. Assailant, you have got, and I'm sorry I put on this, you have got cocky, that you have been, and I'll give it to you, you made a really, convincing speech of, this, but always at the back of your head, there is the apex. It is what you were created for. It is what you're working for. And praise it and its all-consuming glory. It will eventually, whether it be tomorrow or in 20 years' time, consume you. And it could be, as I said, your complacency, or if I'm being fair to you, which I am, you're not used to someone else reaching in, and accidentally opening the door where you're not ashamed of this. This is what you were made to do. But you watch and you kind of it's so weird because you have a thought and then you're kind of seeing it reflected in front of you in this being as you watch as planets are just absorbed, and the euphoric beauty of the lights going out across existence, and then once everything is gone, peace. It's the only guarantee of, and this is again, you've talked to your family, and of course none of you would ever think what it is, but in part of you were it'll be that's the only way of guaranteeing peace is the void. And you just see, and you just have a moment of going, cool, fuck, as you watch this thing go, And it gets big, and the thing it was reaching for lifts a hammer. Just a huge hammer. You would destroy me. You would feed me to the black darkness and let me end.
You would combine with your fellow whatever you are. It's not a death. It's a new beginning.
The hammer comes and swings. You're gonna have to add basically ghost damage, and you are just knocked flying, and you just skid back into your own body, and the hit carries real you like skidding across the floor, and you just plunk into the ladder. That's not supposed to happen.
Shit.
The tessellating cube is heating up, and you're just hearing a whoop, whoop, whoop. It's now or never. Are you going to grab this artifact?
And just before I just tell to myself, I can't fail. I can't join the void yet. It's not my time. I've got too many more things to do. I can't fail. As I reach in.
Can you roll 2d6?
6 and a 2.
You reach, you touch, and you just watch as, again, sort of like, oh, your eyes are blurry from what just happened. You watch as something is dragging, like, the soul out of you. Are you going to keep... Are you going to let go, or are you going to pull this thing out?
The penalty for total failure is I get fed to the void immediately. I've got to keep going.
I would put it to you, you know that there are other cubes out there. You were planning to lie already. They don't need to know. You could find something. You could find something that isn't so furious.
I can find a more innocent one.
Yeah. I mean, the chump that you extracted, green, like long, flowing, viney hair, a gardener. I know ivies and stuff. I mean, I don't know why the Void would want such a boring little thing, but there are, this thing is made for designing for war, maybe, and is angry and confused. I think as you feel like you have the moment of like, and again, sort of like when you think back on this later, you're like, something that day is gone from me. And I don't know how much self-analysis you would ever do in your own sort of head, but you're like, that went wrong. That went badly wrong. You pull yourself away. Are you trying to get out of there now?
Before I whisper, you will join the void eventually. The apex will have you yet. As I now try and figure out a way to get out of here. Maybe I shouldn't be threatening an entity that currently, controls the ship. But here we are.
Please, you've got a blowtorch. I mean, Evie, is it Rick? Is it? How are you expecting to get out of that door?
Well, brute force, probably. Not that I'm that strong, but...
Go on.
Okay, God, what even is this?
What skills have we got? Do we have...
I mean, technically, I'm scrambling to...
I want you to roll scramble.
I can roll a scramble.
Yeah.
1. My luck has turned.
Do you have an extra gambit?
I do.
Roll
I have
gambit.
An extra gambit. It was a 6.
You again, like as we we're going to come to Rig to sort of close off the episode, but we have the thing of like the camera looking down, and we're looking into Assailant's face, and beautifully done by the actress here, as we see like the scales falling from her eyes and having the, oh my god, oh, this is going to be such a terrible way for me. Everything that I believed in, and just, you have the moment where faith is lost, and then you're like, and it's weird. It's like, as I said, your cockiness comes in, and you're like, no, Liam would die a fool's death. I am fucking Assailant. And, you know, you just, in an alternate timeline, this would have been a very different thing, as the crew came back and found a young woman trapped with an entity. But you sort of jam your hand up, and I'm not going to get too graphic, but there's shattering, and there's like, your arm is again. I know we're not. We'll see if we see this character again. You've got a really useless arm at the moment, as you just limping down, you know, sort of the coffee blasts steam at you, and you just have a moment of like, you know, not my business. You look up, and there is a shuttle with 3 dog heads on, and a man who turns around and goes, "Wait, hold on, I don't know you."
I spend distress and say, "Yes, you do. Now let's get out of here."
You just have that moment of like, where have you, you know, just vocally like puppetry, you know, gets in, like, you find a bit of like, it's a bit of like tarpaulin that it's just enough to like stem the flow, and you're just like, where are we going? You're just gonna name a...
I'm just gonna name a place. Okay. We're going to the center of
again,
the Hamasha zone.
The Hamasha zone is, you know, it's going to be a journey. You probably will not make it with Joe, but there's always another ship, and there's always someone who is your very, very good friend. And so we watch as the Cerberus van carrying a very wounded mystic and some poor handyman vanish into the night. As we come to the end, Rig, it's you know, sort of like, you just tell Echo to go find the others, right?
Yeah. Rig does something very stupid.
Go on.
As we see Assailant's ship go off in one direction towards that system, the other ship has gone in the other direction, out of view, obviously, in a different direction. Echo is the only one on board, though.
Yes.
Rig feeling the connection that Echo gave to Rig while in the cube, he's now very aware that his cube was there was something actually inside of his cube, and he's overcome with guilt. So as the ship, Echo is long gone at this point, I hid in the hangar bay, waited for them to leave, and then I go down to try and speak to it. I stay with the ship. I stay with the cube that I found all those years ago, and that has caused me so much pain.
Do you touch it?
I tried to talk to it first.
What do you say?
Hi, it's me. It's Rig. I've never spoken to you before. I've spoken to you plenty of times before, but I've never had an answer back from you. I apologise for leaving you here. I'd like to. I'd like us to leave together, please.
You are going to take me to the void, Rick. Again, first time you're like, oh my god, it actually can talk.
It can talk and it knows my... What's your name first?
They called me Daedalus Creator.
Daedalus.
In your
We are now
language.
friends. I know your name, we are now
Friends.
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 What is the void?
The void will consume everything. The void consumed my people. We needed to survive. We trapped. And again, you're like, oh my god, it's getting so hot in here. You know, you feed me destruction, anger, anger, anger. Rick, you just pass out. You're just like, oh my god, it's so hot. You collapse. You just hit, and you're just like, I'm going. Oh god, here comes the darkness as Rick collapses, and
As I place my hand on it and collapse.
What's the last thought that you have before blackness takes you?
I will do anything I can to help my friends. So if that is what you want, that is what I will do.
Roll 2d6.
Am I picking highest or lowest?
What did you get?
I got a 4 and a 1.
4. Okay. You... As darkness takes you, the last thing you feel is the tranquility that you used to feel from this cube. And as we leave an unconscious young man, as the ship powers down and the cube clatters to the floor, and you are lying like face down, like hand there. The cube rolls and just taps itself against the hand with your ruined hand with your tool on it, which just the screen flashes bronze, and then everything is darkness. Well, folks, so Evie said, can I come in and mess things up? And I said, Evie, my dear friend, of course you can. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining us here for this very, very kind of like emotional, to be honest, cults, y'all. If you have enjoyed us, we do play Dungeons and Dragons on twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Currently, that's every Monday, 6 p.m. UK time. The shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. If you want to catch up on our content, go to youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg, where you can see entertainment like this. If you are one of our beloved Dicehead patrons, you get access to the wiki, you get access to the Discord. You also get access to our little Talk Together show, where we get to talk about, facts, figures, sometimes which character from Firefly we're basing everything on. As it turns out, it's a very different sci-fi show this time, but so please do join us for that. That is available from one of your local currency. You can be one of our patrons, or one goat. The goats, as we said, are currently involved in a battle. Thank you very much for our sponsors and supporters, and social media, Roll Together RPG. And I once again want to say what a delight it is to play with such a bunch of lovely players. To honestly, when Evie was like, "How much have you planned?" I'm like, "Just tell me what you're bringing." Just so, as we say at the end of every episode, stay classy at the space table. May the void consume you all. Goodbye.